We have exciting news.
Nope, we are not going to talk about the engine today,
No.
but it's something really cool. It's something that we started working on,
A year?
I think even more. I think we started thinking about that when we arrived in the boatyard.
Yeah,
But then-
bought the boat.
When we bought the boat, but then we decided it wasn't time to do that, so we postponed a little bit, and then like a year ago we were like, no, it's time to do it.
What are we talking about?
It's funny that you guys must think that's something huge, but for us it is. We are talking about our cockpit arch. Yeah, our cockpit arch, even though it seems like a simple arch, took us so much thinking and so much discussing and trying, and right now I think we got to the really good solution that it's actually gonna work and it's gonna make our life so much better.
Yeah.
So let's get started.
I'm Roberta.
And I'm Luca.
And for the past year, we have been building our own tiny shipping container house, so we can travel around knowing that we will always have this little place that we can call home.
But guess what? We just found our dream project before we expected. This abandoned sailboat. So we're gonna stop building the house for a couple months to bring our boat back to life. And then we're gonna go back and finish the house.
So why we need a cockpit arch?
We don't need a cockpit arch, but I think life will be better with one. We have like two main reasons. The first one is safety.
Yeah.
Our sheet for the main, for the boom, was right on the back of the steering wheel. That's normal, a lot of boats are like that. You have the steering wheel and on the back you have a track, and on the track you have the sheet for the boom. But in our case, we have no seat behind of the steering wheel, so that means that the steering wheel, a tiny spot like this big that fits one person standing up, and then the track. And for us that sounds a little bit, sketchy. If you have like a jibe, the sheet might get on you and might hurt you. It works like that, but it could be better. We wanted to make the system a little bit better. That's step number one. What's step number two?
Step number 2, we have a bimini on the top of the deck.
Yeah, we wanted a bimini, and in order to have a bimini, we needed to have a stainless steel structure to hold the bimini, and we have no space, nowhere to attach the bimini. And if we have an arch, we can solve the sheet problem, and we also can solve the bimini problem because we have a spray hood, and we can have something holding the bimini on the top of the spray hood and just to the arch, and that would make life a lot easier to solve this problem. And with that, in the future we might even add some flexible solar panels on the top, and would make the whole cockpit a lot better. That's it.
We got some ideas. Our friend that came here to help us on the refit has the same system, so
Yeah.
we thought it was the best idea.
Yeah, we talked to him. He is a guy that been sailing for over 30 something years, and he has a lot of ocean sailing experience, and he thought the idea was good, and he thought that we could design an arch that is strong enough to hold the sheet from the boom, that could be safe. And we started discussing ideas, but we had one trick situation that we need to overcome.
We had just painted the boat.
Yeah. At first, when we were talking about the arch, we didn't paint the boat yet, so it was easy to do it. But we gave up on the idea because the solution was starting to get tricky, and we didn't know how to solve. And we had so
And
many
also-
projects going on. So
And also it was expensive that time.
yeah, back then we didn't have money to do it, and it was like maybe something like almost $2,000 back then would be to build the entire arch, and we decided not to do it back then.
Yeah.
And when we got back to the idea, because
We were talking to the security guard here in the marina, and he said there was an arch on the back of the marina and it might be helpful.
yeah, some boat back years ago left the arch that they were not gonna use anymore behind the painting cabin. And it's like, this arch been sitting here for so long, and the stainless steel is in such good condition that must be a good stainless steel. And if you talk to the owners of the marina, they might sell you for cheap. And we bought this arch after measuring and making sure it was roughly the dimensions we wanted and that we could use. We brought Pedro, the welder, to check the arch, and he's like, good, we can use this to, as part of the arch, and then we buy some more material to add, but this would bring your price down at least like 30%. No, like
Almost
40%,
half.
like 40%.
Yeah, almost half.
Yeah, like 40% down, and we paid for the arch only $75, and that was really good.
A good deal.
But we decided to build the arch too late because, as Roberto said, we just painted our deck. The deck was freshly painted, that was like completely white, no scratch at all, and we could not weld anything on the boat. That means we needed to bolt something to the boat, and we didn't want to create any hole to the deck. So that's tricky. We need to find a way of, attaching an arch to the cockpit, and this arch need to be really, really, really strong because it's gonna hold the boom, the sheet from the boom on the top, and we need somehow to find a solution how to attach the arch to the cockpit. And how did we do that?
We found a solution. We have some supports to have the blocks for the Genoa on our cockpit, and they are like elevated, so we could have some feet for the arch there.
Yeah, we could somehow screw the arch to this bottom of the blocks. And this bottom is like, I don't know, like maybe 1 centimeter thick.
We can measure.
It's like really, really thick and strong and welded to the hull of the boat. So that means structure-wise it's fine. But we had one problem, that this base was like this long and the arch needed to be this long. So we needed to come up with a solution of building a new base on the top of the base and screw this secondary base to the primary base.
Took some weeks, months.
Yeah. a lot of time. Yeah, basically we did a template of the feet, and with that we could think about how to build this base, but the problem is that we didn't build a good template. Didn't work fine. No. And then we also thought that it was the wrong time to start building the arch, and the reason for that is because this arch needed to be really well designed together with the boom. Because if we had too high arch, the boom would hit the arch. If it's too low, the bimini on the cockpit would be too low and we could not stand up. So it needs to be like the perfect.
And we also needed to have the space to have some blocks for the boom on the arch.
Yeah. So it was like a tight fit. If it's too high, the blocks won't fit. If it's too low, we wouldn't stand up on the cockpit because of the...
And I don't know if you remember, but we changed our mast and our boom, and so we had the whole project, and we needed to put the boat in the water to trim the mast and the boom.
Yes.
So we needed to hold this project of the arch for a while, then we needed to...
A long while.
Yeah.
Like 5 months maybe, because of the mast, because we didn't want to build the arch and then the mast. So we put on hold. Pedro, keep our arch on your shop, and then we are gonna install our mast, and when we have the mast installed, we put the boat on the water, and when the boat is on the water, we trim the mast, and then we can finally go back to the arch. And that's one of the reasons why it took so long for us to finish the arch, because we need to overcome some situations, and then we needed to wait until the mast was done. Yeah, you can tell I'm again building a template for the feet of the arch.
But now you laminating.
Yeah, this was the perfect method. The first one we just put like a piece of cardboard and drew the holes.
It didn't work.
Didn't work. The way we did the template that was perfect is the way that the carpenter that built our cockpit seats taught me. We got some small pieces of laminated, cut, drew the size of the holes we wanted, and then we located these holes on the top of the holes of the base. We glue all this together using instant glue, and then we had a really strong template made out of laminated, and we could trust that this actually was representing the perfect fit for the arch.
And it did actually.
It did. We would take the feet to Pedro, he would fix something, we would bring the feet back, we put in place, we try again, and we try and we try and we try until we finally got the feet done.
Yeah.
And then it's time to start the arch. So basically, in order to get the whole system working fine, we did in turns. First, Pedro brought half of the arch to the cockpit. We installed the feet in place. We put this arch on the top of the feet. We checked the height. We checked if the boom would be fine on this size. And with that done, Pedro just tack welded the base just to hold the feet in place. And we also welded 2 bars crossing just to keep the arch on the same shape, so we could take off the boat and take to his shop and build the first version of the arch.
now that we did all the marks, Pedro is gonna take the arch to his shop to do the weldings, and then it's gonna come back.
Hopefully it's gonna work out. Yeah, the first version was basically the entire arch only on tack welds.
With the arch in place, we started to tack weld also the blocks and the clutches, and
Yeah,
also little
Rings.
rings.
Yeah, just all the supports for the accessories for the arch to make sure the lines were on the right spot, that nothing would cross on the wrong place and touch the wrong thing. It's just a tricky thing because we needed to test, because for example, at first we thought we would use one kind of block, and then when we put the boom in place on the center was fine. But once we start turning the boom, this block wasn't good because the block itself would lock the line, it wouldn't slide, and then we need to change the kind of block, and this took a lot of try and error to actually get the whole system to work, because in theory was easy. You put 2 blocks on the bottom, 1 block on the boom, 1 block on the side, 1 clutch, 1 block, and you're done. That's theory. In reality, we needed to get the system working before we started fully welding the arch.
But we did it.
We did it. We took the arch off again. Pedro took to his shop
Again.
and he finished all the welds for real this time. So with everything ready, it was time to finally assemble the arch. But there is one problem that we forgot to tell you, is that every single time we would try the base in place, we would scratch the paint on the metal base on the bottom, on the regular steel, the carbon steel, and we would get some rust, and then we need to sand again and paint again, and we painted this base maybe 5-6 times.
Maybe more.
So on the final time of installing the base, we didn't want anyone else here except us, because we wanted to do it properly with time, no hurry, not like 5 people around waiting for me to do something. So I asked Pedro, just give me the feet, I'm gonna install the feet. Once I have the feet all in place working properly, then you bring the arch and we install the arch in place. After all the preparation, now it's time to try to assemble this tricky puzzle. Yeah, we want to get this. I don't know if you noticed, but this is the base for the new arch. That's gonna be right here. Yeah, you saw on the image already, like all the tests and dry fits and stuff. But now it's the real thing. I'm gonna install this in place with Sikaflex, with everything, just to make sure we don't have rust, and that we seal both materials, because this is aluminum, this is stainless steel. So we're gonna properly assemble. That's the final assemble, and then Pedro will come with the arch just to install the arch on the base. Sounds like a plan?
Yeah.
I think so.
Special day today. After more than a year working on the arch for the cockpit, it's finally arriving.
The day came. Let's see if it fits in place now. Hopefully. Hopefully.
Approved.
Finally, yeah, approved. It won't move. And if we think it moves too much, we're gonna put a stay here, all the way to the bottom. And if we stay this, then it's no problem at all for sure. But I don't believe we need. He's here just in case. I think we have everything we need.
Hope so.
Yeah. Finally the arch is in place, and now we can start putting things together to see if it actually works, because we need all the blocks in place and this clutch in place to see if the system works.
Because tomorrow the sales are arriving.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm anxious, but we won't be able to go sailing. But at least we're gonna see the sails up. We're gonna try the sails on the dock. It's something. Babe steps.
It was a morning in June when I heard that tune falling up to the beat of your heart, like a white rain sails from a startled trail. Our eyes met and then landed so well. Before you could speak, before you could weep, I held your hand in mine, like a shell on a beach, waiting for your reach, falling up to the mountain to climb. You came reassuring, Mother Nature's procuring, there's no need for doubt in his mind. You came reassuring, Mother Nature's procuring, there's no need for doubt in his mind. And our eyes align like the sun through the pines, in a silent space, in a cup full of time. In these orderly ways, in this disorderly life, I let go of my hand in the jar. I let go of my hand in the jar.
After some tests, we changed the system.
Yeah, I think we took one block off. We used to have this block here. The line would start here, come to this block here, up, down, and to the side. But this block would always hit something, I mean, this one here. Yeah, maybe this is a better solution, but we take one reduction off, but I think it's enough. We have a winch. We'll try. If it's not good, we'll
Indeed.
replace again. But for now, it looks really good.
Waiting for tomorrow to try this out.
Yeah, we can clap the finger and check with sails, right?
Yeah.
Sails.
For the great moon in the middle of June, falling up to the pole of the tide. Though I've
Wait, that was just a sneak peek. We are not ready to talk about sales yet, right?
No,
But we have good news.
they are here.
Yeah, check this out. We didn't even open yet. They arrived a couple days ago. That's our huge 100% Genoa. That's our even huger. I don't know if this word exists, but
It's heavy.
yeah, this is 100% 140% Genoa. This is a Jeep, 100% Jeep, and all the way back there is the main sail. So why did we take all the sails off? I mean, at least the main sail that we installed already, we took off.
We are on the dry again to fix the shaft problem.
Yeah, you guys know by now that we need to open up the seal system for the shaft, propeller shaft, and we are already on the dry.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense for us to leave brand new sails up there for like maybe 2 months on the dry with the dust and
Yeah, we are gonna just install them when we are ready to set sails.
yeah, the reason why we installed the main sail was because we needed to check the height of the boom to make sure we had the right design of the sail, because we have our cockpit art that we just showed you on this episode, and that was an important thing to do, because if we needed to do any modification on the sail, we would need to send it back to North Sails, and now we know that's perfect.
Yeah.
Works nice. Yeah, and that's it. That's the last episode of 2021. Isn't
Did
that
you
amazing?
like it?
I
The
love
year?
it. Yeah, the year was amazing. I mean, like, completely different to what we planned. Of course,
Indeed.
everyone's year, I guess, was different than everyone's planned.
Yeah.
But in the end, was an amazing year. I think we accomplished a lot. Some people might say we are too slow because we are not sailing yet. But still, we learned so much this year. We had so many good experience. We had the experience of splashing a boat that was on the dry for over 23 years. And that's something that we always remember, the day we splashed the boat to go out for the first time. First time!
Finally! And we also did a lot of things by ourselves.
Yeah, that's pretty good. We learned a lot with Fred. We want to give a special thanks to Fred. Fred was the man of the year this year. He been working with us, I think, like
Since May.
every weekend, basically. Even though he has his own company to run, he has his own boat refit to
And
run,
now his own channel.
and his own channel. He also found time to help us anytime we need it, and that's just amazing.
He's an amazing
And
guy.
with Fred, we learned so much about electrical part of the boat and the plumbing system of the boat and everything, and that's so cool. But we also want to thank you guys.
Every single one of you.
Yeah, because this channel is possible only because of you. Because everyone that watches this channel make it possible for this to happen. Our dream is happening, and that's so cool. Because 4 years ago, when we were start thinking about the channel, this was just a dream. It was just something that we hope it would work somehow someday, and now it's a reality. It's just
Yeah.
and we are always thankful for everyone that helps us, everyone that watch our videos, everyone that share our videos, and everyone, especially our patrons and the donations to PayPal. You guys made this possible, and we mean when we say that. It's really, really, really nice of you to be so kind and support someone's dream. It's just crazy how people from all over the world are making our dreams possible, and even people that we never met before. We hope to meet you guys one day, every single one of you. We really do.
We can't wait, actually.
Yeah, that would be the feel of you that we met when we went to the States, for example, was so nice. We still remember every single person we met, and that was so cool. And we can't wait for the pandemic to get better so we can start traveling and we can start meeting you. That's gonna be awesome.
We can't wait 2021.
Yeah.
We can't wait to see what brings.
Yeah, I think 2021 is gonna be a great year. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah. Can I ask for a wish?
Yeah.
I hope 2021 brings me for birthday in February a new engine. Can I?
I hope so.
Yeah, so I'm hoping for a new engine in the beginning of the year. That's my wish for 2021. But more than that, the engine is just an engine. What I really hope for 2021 is for us to set sail for real, untie the lines, and just start living on the ocean. That's can
The
wait.
dream.
It's gonna be nice.
Happy New Year, people!
Happy New Year, everyone, and we see you guys next year.
See you!
See ya.